Hey everyone, welcome back to another devlog for Torebia, the MMORPG that my friend and I are building together. Today I want to tell you about a problem we had, how we solve it, and show the difference it makes. Let's get into it. The problem is that basically the enemies do nothing if they are not in attack range, and players can easily kite them. So we have to find a solution. As you can see in the gameplay, a pretty low level archer can beat strong mobs easily. That is something that could be okay for some monsters, that they maybe don't give the best loot, but definitely we need to prevent this in some other scenarios. Imagine a boss that just walks to you slowly, or that one friend can kite them while you hit him. It's not something that we want to allow at some point. So, the solution. Give enemies their own skills and passives. Now, if the player tries to fight something that is way above his power, it's not just going to walk to you. It might cast some offensive skills, buffs, or even heal himself. Let me show you the difference. This is the old behavior. Just wall back while hitting the enemy. Literally, zero challenge. On the other side, this is it now. Same monsters, but it actually fights back. It's not like super OP and we can balance it out, but at least it gives some more challenge to the fight, no? It's not that easy to fight the same monsters. And if you try to fight a monster that you are not supposed to, you die. It's easy. So, what can enemies do now? Pretty much anything players can. They can buff themselves, more damage, more defense, speed, movement speed, super fun on monsters. They can heal themselves. We can even configure a condition that only cast heal when they are low HP or something like that. They can cast offensive skills, obviously, like magic spells, fireballs, storm gust, AoE, anything that you can think of, even traps. And they can have passives, like imagine a passive that gives attack speed when you attack, no, like lethal tempo. They can have it, so it's quite fun, to be honest. We can configure this per enemy, so a basic slime maybe have nothing, no, but a dungeon boss might have tons of skills and might be a challenge. And here I will share a little insight from the dev perspective, no? How we build that. So basically the enemy skill system is almost identical to the player system. I built it the way that we can reuse skills and passives. We didn't build really anything new for the enemies. Enemies just use the same assets and passive from the player. If we have a fireball for the mage player, we can give it to the enemy. So it's quite easy to use and fun to configure, not gonna lie. The only difference is how it gets triggered, no? Because the player obviously hit buttons and the enemy have a little AI that decides when to use skills based on some conditions, cooldowns and so on. We can also override values per enemy skill, like we can give a skill less cooldown than the player have, longer range, more damage, and so on. So it's quite fun. Also, a good point that we have that I discovered while designing this is that the skills use the stats from the enemy itself. So an enemy that has high magical damage will deal a lot of damage with magic skills. So that comes organically super good and feels super fine. Alright, now let's have some fun, no? Here's an enemy that we gave way too many skills. We're not shipping this, but it's fun for the sake of testing. So imagine this slime with all these skills. Could be super funny with the halo healing all the monsters. So yeah, that's one possibility that we can have with this system. And that's basically it. Now we have to balance everything, all the skills and the monsters. Not all the monsters will have skills, obviously, but it's nice to have a possibility and a need for the bosses, no? Because obviously the bosses previously of that change were just walking to you, doing nothing. So yeah, I think it's a good addition to have. And that's it. If you want to follow development, remember to join our Discord in the description. We are super active there, so we are listening to feedback. You have a possibility to shape the future of this project. And also, the playtesting is approaching. So, I don't know if in this month or next month, but super soon, we are opening the server for some players to test. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.